don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello there. Saw the movie Villain, Villain. I'm not sure the correct way to pronounce the EK portion. Immediately when it started, I thought of John Wick, because a man from crime is brought out of crime from a woman who happens to be killed off within the first 2 minutes, and I actually thought it was going to make the same mistake I feel John Wick did, where they spent no time on the relationship and then just had it all about action. This kind of went the opposite route. They started doing too many flashbacks, I feel. I think they should have done a flashback, done the him in crime, the romance portion, and then the revenge portion. Now, it kept going back and forth. And even though I did enjoy the romance aspect, I did see the fact that she was talking about she had a short time on Earth. She kept talking about death, so obviously she was dying of something. So that was kind of a given. It reminded me of that other movie where that guy falls in love with a terminal girl and marries her anyway. It reminded me of that. And then, of course, in this case, she gets better and then still ends up dying due to the fact that he feels his past came back to haunt him, which I thought was like the John Wick route. No, apparently it just happens to be a man who doesn't like women shouting at him because it reminds him of his wife who shouts at him, so he kills them. He's just a serial killer. And I actually did enjoy it. I love the fact that he was basically hunting down this serial killer, as the serial killer was just randomly killing off women who mouthed off to him, because it made him happy that he was getting revenge for what his wife was saying to him, I guess. He just wanted his wife to be happy, and he felt happy killing these other women who badmouthed him because he didn't take out that aggression towards his wife. A very, very twisted kind of mindset, definitely. Obviously unhappy in his life, and it just... I don't know, because the ending kind of reminded me of Face Off, and if anyone has seen the movie Face Off, that ending is kind of... So, the bad guy killed his son, and then what does he do? What does John Travolta do at the very end of the movie? Takes the bad guy's young son as his own, even naming him in one of the scenes after his son. So I was like, oh, this just feels uncomfortable, even though I gotta say, Villain did it much better than Face Off did. Face Off just did it like whiplash. Immediately it happened. In this one, they kind of seeded it at the beginning, where he's talking about his experience, what led him down the life of crime, and the way he's kind of like doing what his Aisha, his wife, told him to do. And even though it's kind of replacing that unborn child, it still felt like I got closure at the end. Even though it did feel like it was much longer than it should have been. They spent a little too much time on the romance, a little too much back and forth. I felt like they nailed it pretty well at the beginning. Of course, they didn't truly introduce the fact that she was sick till later on, so they should have just done all that one go and just cut out the middleman entirely. And I feel it would have flown a little more naturally. Of course, you would have to cut out a bit, of course, but still, I enjoyed it. I know this is going to be a lot more controversial for people, because people absolutely love John Wick, but I absolutely love story. So I feel like this one was more for me than John Wick was. John Wick is primarily just action. If you want an action movie, go to that. If you want, and an amazing world is John Wick. But a good story, which is just heavy in story and actually explains pretty much everything. Sure, there's a lot of coincidence involved, but every story does have that. Villain I preferred. I just gonna say that. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that, but I don't care. I preferred it, even though it was... You know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I like this movie. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles!